Hello, I'm Stuart from the Sebo shop at Manchester Vacs, and I've got quite a special Sebo to show you today. This, in this box, is this new Sebo CE12, and this has come from our friends at Vacuum Depot in Winnipeg in Canada, all the way here to sunny Manchester. So what we're going to do today, this is probably the only one of these in the country. We believe it's the only one of these in the country. So it's had a long and arduous journey getting here because UPS made a mess of the delivery. So this is first opening I've not seen in here. This is we have a nice Sebo knife from Cameron at Sebo. He asked me to mention that. Now there's a couple of versions of this machine on the market. There's a cheap version that's badged as a Karcher, that's a dreadful grey colour, which looks like this. And the Sebo version, the proper version, is white. Now, this is a mains powered machine, and it is ostensibly the same machine as the Softcase BP60 cordless. So the assembly procedure is really exactly the same as the BP60, and we have other videos that show you how to assemble the BP60. So I'm not going to give you a long and arduous drawn out 20 minutes while we assemble it. I'm going to get our engineer here I'm going to show you a speeded up version of the assembly, and then I'll come back and talk about it in a moment. So there we are, there it is assembled. That was quick, wasn't it? So I'm going to take you for a little look around the Sebo Softcase CE12. I did mention that we imported this from Canada because you can't yet buy this machine here in the UK. So this one has an American-Canadian plug-on and it runs at 120 volts. So we have a converter that we can use to make it work here, but if you fancy buying one of these online, you can't just change the plug and plug it in. So there's the first look. Sebo Softcase CE12. As you can see, it looks a lot nicer than the cheap grey discount Karcher equivalent. Very similar to the BP60. It's got the manual height control on the side, and the power button is a foot operated one, the same as the BP60, and very similar to what you see on Sebo Evolutions. So before we connect it up and try it out, we're just going to have a little look at the underside, and we're going to have a look inside, take off the hood. So a quick look underneath. What we see here is a very, very standard Sebo brush roll, exactly the same as you find in the BP, the Felix and the X machines. That little orange channel you can remove for blockages. That's obviously the foot release pedal. That's the height control, and we're going to now start taking it to pieces and having a look inside. 4 screws, T20 screws actually, and the hood comes off. So I'm going to show you what's inside. The brush roll is inside here, the muck comes up here, goes through. There's a fan in here, it's called a dirty fan mechanism. It goes from up there into the bag. So that's the journey of the muck. It's driven by this little motor here. It only looks like a small motor, but it'll be quite a powerful one because it's very similar to the brush roll motors in some of the big commercial machines. So the little PCB here controls the motor. There's the motor. Here there's like a little clutch mechanism, a little spring-loaded clutch mechanism, and as you can see there's a two belt drive system here. So this turns the fan and this one turns the bush roll, so it's doing two jobs from the middle of the machine with two toothed belts. Now these belts are the similar kind of belts that all Sebos used. They're made of Kevlar, they're toothed, they don't snap, they don't slip. So, and this dirty fan system, it's quite an old idea that some manufacturers used to use in the 70s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s. And so this is quite a reliable design, as long as you're not sucking ball bearings up and breaking all the fan blades. So that's what's inside. It's quite simple, and sometimes simple engineering is best. We're going to put the hood back on now and take a closer look. So, as I said before, these machines have recently been launched in Canada. They've been launched in the US just a few days ago. So they are probably going to come to this country, but they're not going to come yet. And there's been a bit of speculation online about why these are not ready to come to the UK. So rather than speculate, I'll tell you why that is. In 2017, the EU inflicted upon us a 900 watt limit for vacuum cleaners, and with that came a sound limit of so many decibels. I think it's about 80. And machines that are louder than this or more powerful than this are not allowed. So even though we've had Brexit, the government's disinclined to change that legislation because of net zero. So we are stuck with that. So apparently Sebo have not yet got the motor in this quiet enough that it passes the EU tests. This is why Sebo Germany wasn't even able to send us one of these to look at, because they were worried that it breaks the rules sending one into this country. That doesn't bother us, of course. We've just sourced this from Canada. So we can be the first to show it to you. Incidentally, about the EU rules, the BBC did the BBC Breakfast piece on all that in 2017 in our premises. If you go back through our old videos, you can find that, and you can see all kind of shots of the shop and interesting things. But anyway, we think this eventually, this is going to come to this country as soon as they've got it right. As soon as they've got it quiet enough, rather, for this country. And there's a very good reason it should, because this is light. This is under 6 kilos. This is a light machine. That's probably 12 or 13 pounds if you think in Imperial. This, and it's a soft case, and it's a big bag, the same as the BP60. Now, this would fill a space in the market where the Orec machines used to sit. Lightweight, soft case, and very, very easy to use, with a semi-commercial background. In America, they sell the cheap version of this, the Karcher one, as a commercial machine. The BP60, the cordless, is also sold as a commercial machine here, because it's the commercial market that wants cordless for public area cleaning. This would be a nice little domestic machine. So, we don't think actually it's quite perfect yet. If I was designing this machine, because as much as we like Sebo, as you can see, and we're the biggest Sebo dealer in the north, as much as we like Sebo, we're not shy to point out if we think that they could do something a little bit better. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I don't like about the machine, and then we're going to do a bit of a floor test. This foot operated power button on the side, do you know, they're a little bit Marmite. Some people like them, a lot of people don't. I'm in the camp that really doesn't. For me, I would have the power switch either up here on the handle or down here somewhere on the body, the same as you would find on an X series or the body of a BS. So, I mean, that's a little niggle. You like it or you don't. The manual control is nice, because that's the same type of manual control that you get on the BS360, and that is the best selling upright commercial in the world. That's long since tried and tested technology, that's fine. The brush roll removal mechanism, where you can take it out for cleaning, that's very similar to what you get on a Felix. That's nice as well. The soft case design is the same as the BP. We've talked about that on our BP videos. Again, the pedal round the back is much the same as all Sebos. There's nothing earth-shattering there. All this is good stuff. Little things, this little area here where the power cable goes in, for me, that's a little bit honky-plonky. That's not really Sebo. And when we look around the back here, the way this whole bracket here sits on top of the soft case, for me it could be done a little bit better and a little bit tidier and a little bit more, shall we say, Germanic. If you're listening to this Sebo in Germany, I think you need to have a closer look at that and maybe consider where to put the power switch before it comes to the UK. But do you know, really, that's all I can criticise it for. So we're going to now see how it works, and I have a volunteer to help me with that. So we've got it connected up to the transformer, and we've put some Sebo Duo powder on the floor, and let's give it a whirl. That, I think you've got to agree, is rather excellent. That's not only got rid of all the Duo powder, and this carpet in here is probably 10 years old. We brought it with us second hand from our old premises, and look what it's done. We got carpet stripes. That is a very, very serious machine. So that is the Sebo Softcase CE12. The first one in the UK, and really we're looking forward to when this comes to the UK, although it'd be nice if it had a power switch here. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you don't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for interesting vacuum related content. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.